Hey, it's Cobra here at MaddenGuides.com, and for this defensive setup we're about to show, we're going to show a four-man pass rush out of the 2-4 double mug that's going to bring some A-gap pressure that's going to get to the quarterback pretty quick, plus it's going to have some nice pass coverages. The name of the defense that we use for this video breakdown is called nickel 2-4 double mug Tampa 2. Now this particular defense, as you can see in the play diagram, there's only a four-man pass rush, plus you're going to end up having 7 defenders dropping back into pass coverage. Here is a look at the playbooks that the play can be found in. The stunt that we use for this defensive setup is called left text two-man. Before we actually get to looking at the setup as far as with the four-man pass rush, let's take a look at the default pass coverages and the pass rush itself. And as you look at this one, briefly, just to go over it, take a look at this. You've got these two outside defenders. They're both playing cloud flats. You might want to drop those guys back a little bit further if you want to take away the deeper areas, or you can do some hard flats. You're going to have to make that decision on those two guys right there. Now, you also got these two defenders here playing too deep. So you got the free safety and the strong safety as you look at your screen. And then underneath, you're going to have 3 defenders that are going to be playing some type of zone coverage as far as hook zones. You got these two guys right here playing the hook zone curls. And then you got this guy right here who's playing the mid read. Now, for this blitz breakdown, or at least four-man pass rush I'm about to show, this guy right here, you're actually going to take control of, and you're going to user him as far as who you're in control of. Now, we're going to blitz him initially to make it look like we're going to blitz, and then that should help make this pass rush work a little bit better. So we'll take a look at that as we go through the setup. And then as you look at it, you've got 4 pass rushers that are rushing the quarterback. Now remember, we are in the left text two-man stunt. So as you look at it, it's going to be these guys that are going to be rushing the quarterback as you look through your screen there. So you can see those are the guys that will be rushing the quarterback. Now, the one thing I did want to point out with this particular stunt, this guy right here is going to rush off the edge here. And so he's going to loop around the, as you look at your screen right here, he's going to loop around the defensive tackle right there. And then the defensive tackle is actually going to go a little bit in this direction here towards this area here. So that's how this is going to work as far as with the setup. So let's go ahead and take a look at it and see if we can get some pressure on the quarterback. Now, as far as the setup is concerned with the nickel 2-4 double mug Tampa 2, the way of setting this one up to get that four-man pass rush is you're going to do this right here. First thing you want to do is you want to spread the defensive line out. Next, call QB contain. Now, at this point, you probably can get the pressure coming off the edge from the right end through the A-gap between the center and the right guard, or left guard, excuse me. Let's go and take a look at it and see if we can get that pressure without doing anything at all. And right there, you actually got blocked. So if it gets blocked, that's fine. What you can do here is, I'm going to show you another setup that you can try. Let's try this one more time here. So again, you're going to spread the defensive line out, call QB contain. Let's see if we can get that pressure without having to make any other adjustments. And right there, he comes up the gut. So that's one thing you can do right there. You may not always get that. Sometimes it's going to happen where he gets blocked. Other times he may not. Another option would be to do the same thing I just showed as far as the setup is concerned. This time, though, you're going to take control of this linebacker and you're just going to re-hot route him to blitz. Mainly the idea of this is to get the center to kind of come out towards you a little bit to try to create a bigger gap for that end to go through. Let's see what happens with this setup here. And that's what you're just trying to do. And you can see that I used the control and dropped him back. All right, what I want to do here is I want to go in the X and O's and take a look at this a little bit closer. All right, we can take a look at this play from the X and O's and instant replay and really take a look at it and see how it works as far as getting the pressure on the quarterback. So if you remember right, as far as the setup, the first thing you want to do is you want to spread that defensive line out. The next thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and call QB contain, and then you take control of this linebacker, such as the one that I'm in control of. So you're going to go ahead and take control of him, and then you want to hot route him to blitz. Now, the idea of this was to try to get this guy right here, the center, to look to block you. So if he looks to block you, the idea is him to come out a little bit further, and then that should clear out a bigger gap somewhere into this area here between the left guard and center, where this guy right here, which is going to be this end right here, he can come around this edge as you look at it. So he's going to come over here towards this direction here, and then he's going to end up going up through this A gap and applying the pressure on the quarterback. Now, the key to this is hopefully the left guard won't look to block him, or at least he'll stand there and look at him as he goes by. And sometimes that happens, or maybe the left guard will actually try to come out here and block this tackle over here. So that's kind of the idea of this, but it doesn't always work that way. Now I want to point out something else as you watch how this end, as you look at it, you notice how he takes a step forward before slanting over towards the right. That sometimes can get him caught up where, again, this guy right here will block him. In this case, he doesn't, and we get that pressure. Now, as I rewind this again, you can see right here that the center is looking to block us, and he's actually coming out just a little bit. I'm just trying to get him to come out a little bit to look to block us here into this area here. I want to get him to come out. And then you can see the other thing I'm doing is I'm dropping this guy back into coverage here. Now, a lot of times I realize he's supposed to drop over to deep middle. I'm just going to try. Normally I would like to patrol here in this area here. I kind of dropped him further back than I needed to, but that's the idea of that. So you can see right there, as I'm dropping back, I'm kind of looking over the middle. I dropped back a little because I was watching the defender going after the quarterback. But at any rate, that's it right there as far as getting the pressure. Now, as far as the coverages are concerned, they're pretty good, you know, for the most part. He's not going to really find anybody open. He might be able to, you know, throw it in between here. Let's rewind it just a little bit here. He might have had this guy open here for a quick pass. That's, you know, obviously he's open over here. There's a chance of the ball being thrown there. That's one guy he could have thrown to. If he missed him, he might be able to throw it out here to the flat and hit him. He could be open, or possibly over the middle here into this guy right here. It all depends on how fast these guys react. But at any rate, that's it right there as far as with the coverages. So they're not too bad. It is a cover 2 defense. And there's some other things you can make some adjustments. Obviously, you could drop the hook zones further. You can make them come closer. You could drop the flats further back, make them hard flats so they play up closer to the line of scrimmage. Whatever kind of adjustments that you would like to make. So this is a defense that I wanted to go ahead and point out to you. It's something that you might, you know, take a look at as far as bringing the pressure on the quarterback and doing it fairly consistently. So again, this play is called the nickel 2-4 double mug Tampa 2. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment for more Madden guides, strategy, and tips content. See you in the next video.